Simple living involves reducing dependence on material resources to achieve satisfaction. This brings significant benefits such as cost reduction and saving time, money, and energy. So, can we apply the philosophy of simple living to our social relationships to achieve similar results? Can we feel happy with fewer friends or even none? How can someone pursuing a simple lifestyle exist in a society with minimal social relationships but enough to meet their social needs? However, many view living without friendships as unhealthy and distressing. The absence of friends can lead us to miss out on the benefits of belonging to a social group. Does not having friends equate to loneliness and isolation from society? Do people really need to pity those without friends? The consensus often is that having friends is always better than not having any. Therefore, we welcome blessings from friends with joy. A rich network of friends provides us with many opportunities for socializing, and thus, interaction among people is never lacking in appeal. However, for those embracing minimalism in society, having few friends also brings many benefits. Sometimes, going alone without friends can be the best choice. Can we find happiness without friends? This video will explore the benefits and drawbacks of friendship, along with the state of friendships today, and the question of whether we truly need friends. According to the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus, we can achieve peace of mind and escape suffering by wisely balancing our desires and seeking moderate, sustainable pleasure. Epicurus developed a hierarchy of needs as a roadmap, dividing desires into three types: natural and necessary desires, natural but unnecessary desires, and vain desires. Things like wealth and fame he regarded as frivolous and incapable of bringing true satisfaction. Similarly, while indulgent food, marriage, and sex are natural desires, Epicurus believed they are not necessary for achieving a happy and fulfilled life. However, when it comes to friendship, Epicurus considered it as valuable as food and shelter, as he believed that friendship is one of the greatest sources of joy and often easily attained. He once said, "Of all the means which wisdom acquires to ensure happiness throughout the whole of life, by far the most important is friendship." In contrast to romantic love, friendship, or philia, often does not evoke intense emotions, is less possessive and jealous, and also requires less commitment. Philia focuses on common interests, utility, and joy in accompanying others. According to Epicurus, friendship is built on a foundation of trust, goodwill, and generosity. When these criteria are met, friendship allows us to share knowledge and ideas, learn from others' experiences, and support them with our own experiences. Friends provide assistance, a listening ear, and valuable advice when we face difficulties. Furthermore, becoming part of a social network can open up various opportunities, including finding romantic relationships. Epicurus chose to live among friends and enjoy simple moments like sharing bread, cheese, and drinking light wine. If we infer from Epicurus's perspective, we can see that the value of friendship still exists and is meaningful today. Moreover, nowadays we have more options to maintain friendships all over the world through social media, online connections, and contacting anyone anytime we want. The evolution of modern media and the way society is organized today have rendered traditional communication methods obsolete. Most social activities can be conducted remotely. For instance, we can use online services to discuss our issues or send messages. There's no need to leave home to engage in conversations, as online spaces provide numerous forums, groups, and communities. Moreover, the ability to connect with like-minded individuals online is much greater than offline encounters, as we are not bound by geographical location or national borders. In the early years of the 21st century, online dating was initially considered rare, but today it has become the norm, meaning we don't need to attend social events to seek love. We can also find entertainment quickly and affordably through online services and electronic games, which many people today prefer over meeting friends. It seems that the need for friendship is being eroded and replaced by increasingly diverse options that technology brings. The metaverse, anticipated to come, may further drive the shift away from typical face-to-face interactions, as most people will focus on the virtual world. Some find it challenging to envision a world without friends. How can we exist without friends? However, traditional friendship also comes with its pains and drawbacks. In modern individualistic societies, cultivating friendships isn't an easy journey. Compared to the era of Epicurus, traditional friendship seems to have become more challenging to attain. We're investing too much time and energy into ourselves and our busy lives. Though friends can be a fortunate part of life, they're no longer an essential element for survival. As C.S. Lewis described, friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art, like the universe itself, for God did not need to create it. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things which give value to survival. For many, broad social relationships have become a luxury, as friendship today seems harder to come by and demands costs not everyone is willing to accept. One of the costs we can identify first is time, a precious commodity in our modern busy lives. Do we want to trade those rare moments of leisure for friendships? For many, the answer is perhaps not. And instead, they prefer to allocate their free time to independent activities such as creativity and self-development. Another cost we may recognize is energy. Typically, after a stressful work week, we feel so exhausted that we just want to unwind in front of the TV all evening. Therefore, usually on weekends, when we have more leisure time, we allocate energy and time to social activities and hanging out with friends. This means many opt for private and quiet time to recharge. A third cost we can recognize is resources, as social engagement often entails financial expenses. In this complex social world, friendship sometimes becomes a game with implicit rules and unclear responsibilities. We often feel pressured to present a better version of ourselves to attract and retain friends. But this means we have to hide imperfect aspects of ourselves, wearing a mask to conceal vulnerabilities that we fear may make us unacceptable. It's a challenging balancing act between maintaining friendships and preserving our own integrity. From Arthur Schopenhauer's perspective, solitude is not just a state of loneliness, but also an opportunity for us to discover and express our true essence. In those moments, we don't need to wear any masks because there's no one to judge or care about who we are. However, for those who don't share Epicurean ideals, friendship can become a source of many losses and difficulties, especially when encountering people who don't care about our mutual benefits. Buddha taught us to choose friends wisely, to stay away from the foolish, and to seek out those with wisdom. Associating with those of bad character can lead to negative consequences and prevent us from engaging with those of intelligence who can help us progress in life. If wise friends cannot be found, living alone is preferable to accepting the wickedness of companions. In one of the oldest texts of Buddhism, called the Rhinoceros Sutra, We are advised to live a life like that of a rhinoceros, meaning to live independently and self-reliantly. The text states that we should stay away from those with malicious intentions, those who are lost and untrustworthy, and not consider having friends as a significant goal. Instead, we should live an independent life and not depend on others, like a rhinoceros wandering alone. This emphasizes the importance of independence and freedom in life. Often, they don't set high standards for friendship, leading them to be influenced by individuals with negative impacts. For example, we may develop habits of drug use or engage in violent behavior just to feel a sense of belonging to a group with similar behavior. Or we may accept and even promote ideas of hatred just to maintain relationships with those we call friends. Or we may endure bullying and ridicule from those supposed to be friends, even beyond playful teasing, just to avoid facing loneliness. Furthermore, we may even become dependent on toxic relationships, even though they bring no benefits to our lives. But the fear of loneliness often keeps us clinging to these connections, even when they bring nothing but pain and destruction. Perhaps this is due to the desire to feel belonging to a group, even if it's a harmful one, rather than facing loneliness, a state that many consider terrifying. Across many generations, we've relied on the presence of the herd to survive, and being isolated from society often equated to loss and unhappiness, a part of the constraints that communal life demands we accept. However, in this modern era, many societies have allowed us to exist without relying heavily on social interactions, opening up a more luxurious view of life, a life where not mingling with those who bring us pain becomes more feasible. As Robin Williams famously said, "I used to think that the worst thing in life was to end up alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel alone." This statement raises the question of whether we can live without friendship in modern life or not. Some believe that minimalist socialism provides an alternative path to fulfill human social needs without the presence of friends. Dr. Daniel Marson, a psychologist and author, stated that we don't necessarily need friends to achieve satisfaction in life. There seems to be debate about the role of friendship in modern society and whether we can live fulfilling lives without bonding with others. He acknowledges that interpersonal communication plays a significant role in human development. However, he also argues that because of this importance, we often overly focus on the quality and quantity of social relationships. He emphasizes that, in his view, we need to interact with each other, but not necessarily achieve a level of connection beyond the basic. While strong social relationships are beneficial, they are not necessary for our existence or happiness. Simply put, you don't need to have friends to live. Dr. Marson explains that many people struggle to build and maintain friendships, often leading to negative self-perceptions as a result. While solid social relationships are desirable, they are not essential for our survival or happiness. Put simply, you don't need to have friends to live. Dr. Marson explains that many people struggle with building and maintaining friendships, often leading to negative self-perceptions as a result. We can experience similar benefits from interacting with everyone as we do from friendship. This demonstrates how a minimalist approach to friendship can fulfill our social needs. While we value friendship, a study of about 4,000 adults found that meeting basic needs and feeling competent in life are more important. When compared to Epicurus' system of needs, we can conclude that meeting our basic and natural needs is the key to happiness. However, Friendship may not be necessary in the way Epicurus thought. Nevertheless, social interaction still plays a crucial role in human life, especially in the context of these interactions being restricted. This highlights the importance of maintaining social relationships and creating a positive communication environment. Moreover, in a cultural context increasingly focused on the individual, many people lack social interaction even when they have friends. From a traditional perspective, not having friends may seem unimportant. However, considering the costs and drawbacks of maintaining friendships, sometimes not having friends can be more beneficial. However, minimizing social interaction to an extreme level is probably not a suitable idea for most of us. We still crave natural connections with others. It nourishes the soul, even if it's just a friendly chat with a cashier.